Two. Make sure, yeah, my volume's up. We're good. I think this is right. Just making sure this is doing the right thing. Six people. Okay, I'm just waiting for things to kick in here. It's always this way. Of course. Nothing's easy. Sorry guys, I'm looking for this. For some reason it's not connecting. Why is it not connecting? I don't know. I'm not seeing the live. What is going on? Something. Okay, hold on a second. For some reason, it's not doing it. I am not seeing it connected. Great. That's what I needed. Oh, finally. Okay, you guys, it's not showing me. Okay, that's what I needed. It wouldn't show me that it was live. Sorry, guys. Finally. Okay, you guys, it's not showing me. Okay, that's what I needed. It wouldn't show me that it was live. Sorry, guys. Finally. Okay, you guys, it's not showing me. Okay. I just got to read everything off of here. Okay, now that I can, sorry, I don't like those glasses. Look at everything. I kind of just want to come on here today, go over a bit of information. So that's what we're going to kind of do. And I don't know why it's not showing. Hold on. I don't know why it's not showing chat or. There we go. Now I can see chat. I don't know. Restream, I swear, it changes things all the time, and it just drives me nuts. I'll go in here and I think I know what's going on, and then all of a sudden they change it again. So there's chat. That's all I need to see on things. All right. So here we go. I'm just playing with some things before I do this. We're good. Okay. I'm going back to chat. Okay. So I've been putting a lot of information on Instagram up and just downloads that I'm getting all the time. And I know everybody doesn't understand why I'm not on YouTube all the time, because I work all the time, and it's hard for me to come do a video and fit it in. Like a lot of these shows, they just keep doing every day, but are they really doing the work? Probably not. That's the thing. I mean, I don't know how anybody has time to do everything they say they're going to do, and then be able to do a video every day. It's just impossible of the stuff that you have to do. There's just no way. So there's entertainers and there's ones that are actually doing the work. So if people got time to do a video every day, I would be guessing and wondering what they're really doing. So I want to talk about California. Now, that prediction was 3.5 years ago. So this is not something that's going to end. You're going to deal with weather conditions consistently for a while. You know, you'll have a new storm that comes in and it's going to start up again. That's why you're seeing all this odd weather in California that you never have seen before. And so it's going to stay like that until it wears you down. And it's going to wear you down dealing with this over and over. You don't have tornadoes in those areas. Flooding you do, but not to the extreme that you've been dealing with all week. So the thing is, you know, what's happening next? Another storm's coming in. And you got to keep your eye on bridges and buildings, deterioration of roads. That's one of those things that things are going to dry up and then they're going to expand and then all that water is going to sink into the ground and then it's going to crumble. And that's what you're seeing. It's finally, you know, dissipating in areas, roads, corrosion, a lot of that, like I said in the prediction, and then the mudslides. So, and what is this going to do, you know, for earthquakes? You know, it's going to weaken that fault line and it's going to want to shift. And so there's no way to avoid this. And so the ones that are living there now, they're just going to have to ride out the storms, literally the storms, because it's going to be like this for a while. You are looking at a tough summer, tough spring, and tough fall for California. So I heard, you know, San Francisco area's getting storms too. And that's the one that I'd be watching bridges on and trying to stay off the bridges because I just see these storms coming in very hard. And you don't want to be on the bridge when this stuff happens. So that's one storm. Another one is I showed you on Instagram. It has the map and down through the red zone of Texas and how it's just right on the coast and it goes down, how those areas are going to be saturated in water for a long time. And you're going to have flooding in houses for a while. So it's going to be like that for a while. And so then you have that zone on Texas that goes like this. And then past that is going to be all the red zone. It's all red. And then you just got flooding that is not to the extreme, but the ones that are close on the beach and all those areas, the coast, it's just going to be saturated and you're going to have to stay in another place for a while. That's just what I see. It's not going to be a good storm on that situation. Sorry, let me close this. So, I have not done Mississippi. I haven't looked at Mississippi. I haven't had time to look at Mississippi. And I'm going to describe Louisiana. There are areas that are not going to resurface. That is a swamp area, but they're showing you that the ocean is going to take, and I have that on Instagram too, and I have it in here, that area up, and it's not going to resurface. That is, they're saying those areas that should have never been lived in, and that was eventually going to go back to the ocean. So Louisiana's a scary area right now that I'm seeing in that area. And then I have to do a map on the Florida Keys because they show me the Keys. Mainly the Keys. What I'm seeing. Not seeing Florida inland. I am trying to get those drawings done, but it is the Florida Keys that's going to be saturated in water. So that's a big area that I'm seeing. So those are some maps, more maps I'll get done. Now, how do I say this? You know, I don't see any issues in Arizona. That state seems like it's just going to ride things out. It's going to be some dry areas in the summer and springtime. But this thing I've been telling you guys, you need to pay attention this spring when you start planting and fruit starts to blossom, because I think you're going to see it in a bigger quantity of fruit, how we grow things has been suppressed. And I think that you're going to see the change in that. You need to pay attention to that. I'm not in that fear process that everybody's in and thinking that certain corporations are in control, because they're not now. That whole situation is just a program that doesn't exist anymore. So going back to natural foods and not, going to farmer markets and stuff like that and seeing the farmers that actually grow the foods, those are ones you want to work with. The bigger corporations, we know Wally World is going down and there's just no reason to even be going to there for food or anything. So these bigger corporations don't even bother with the situation with that. Sorry, I'm just going to scan through here a little bit. So I'm looking at your comments and all that stuff and just seeing if there's any specifics. So, if you want to ask a question, I'll go through and look at that, because so there's no civil war. There's not going to be a civil war. So the next process, this is going to tell you about the banks. The banks are not going to be involved with the quantum system and your money. They're just a transaction process. That's it. They can't give an opinion. They can't change rates or anything. And that's going to change. It's you and the quantum system that's coming in. So, and you've seen the example in Silicon Valley, what happened there. And that is what you get for making deals with other countries. You get your assets taken away. You get your livelihood taken away. And takes your life too. So you have to pay the piper now on that situation. So, and then I told you guys too, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, I think is all owned by the people. When Trump signed that policy before he left the White House, look at that law and it'll tell you, you get caught, everything's going to be taken away from you. And that's what's happened. So, and I just can't say enough about not even watching the cabal news, I call it, or programs or The Voice or anything like that, because it's just a program. And everybody's still trapped into that process. Let me look at this. Volcanoes, we're not done. There's an active one in Hawaii, I think, right now. And there's still one I'm waiting for in Italy. European areas and stuff like that that's supposed to go off on that one too. So our world is reacting to this situation, dealing with energy, dealing with energy change, our planet changing, things are surfacing. So, and it's going to react in every way, and that's what it's doing. And so these people that think they're going to ride out the storm and they're going to still keep their condo right by the beach, it's not going to happen. That's changing. in a geographic way, and I don't believe there's food shortage, and I've told people that over and over. So this has been planned for a long time. And I'm not seeing Canada is just going to have most of government issues going on, and I'm not seeing a lot of flooding going on there. Um, but I am seeing a lot in the States and stuff like that. And the one I haven't looked at the Mississippi, so I'll look at that later at a and I'll post it in here, and I'll post it in Instagram, the maps or what it is and everything like that. So I want to kind of focus on this week. Now I told you guys, as you're seeing something go down, like a new corporation, I'm sorry, an old corporation, there is something new right behind it that's replacing it. And I said the CNN, the Fox News, all them, once they go down, they will never be plugged back in. They'll be gone. They'll bring journalism back. Journalism. That means true information. That's what's going on. And you'll see it done in a different way. It's really funny. The Vietnam War, you saw these journalists go down and really be in the trenches and stuff like that. It was all real. And we need that type of situation back where they're getting involved, talking to people that are real and not censoring anything. And I think we're going to go back to that because people ain't going to trust anything unless they really hear it and see it and believe it. And not in a way of acting and portraying actors to play parts. It's just that stuff's going to go away. So it's everybody, if you saturate yourself in the media and what you think's going on, it's going to take a hold of you, and then you're going to start to believe it. And that's the truth. You stay away from it, you don't acknowledge it, you don't tap into it, and you have more power within yourself to acknowledge what's really going on, because that is a program that is messing with you daily. And just like it's not even that too. I mean, there's programs on this platform too that it's all about fear or idolizing or just projecting stuff that's not true. And then of course then buy everything that they sell. No, stop buying a bunch of crud that you don't need. You don't need it. So I'm just going through here on this. So I think with spring, like I said, you're going to see flooding from these winter storms. There's going to be massive flooding everywhere. I mean, we're in Minnesota, and we're not going to avoid it. The amounts of snow that has been pulverizing the United States has been insane, and there's going to be a huge amount of flooding everywhere. California, I don't know about some of those houses up in the mountains, because after all that ice melts, and you're going to see the damage that it's done, and the snow, what it's done to these houses up there, because that's a storm they never thought was going to come. So be prepared for a wet April and May, because it's just going to be really drenched. And I think summer is going to start very late, even at the end of June, before you're really going to feel like you're getting into the summer processing. And I just feel like it's going to be just a little colder in the spring too. So I'm going to go through some of these questions. So we have mini ambulance activity in the area of New York. So, and I just see that, the lawlessness that's going on. And but again, it's a democratic city that's being ran by lawlessness and corruption. And as you know, you can see the attorney general is corrupted and all the other stuff that's going around that. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, once you start hearing sounds going off and they're telling you to stay in your house, stay in your house. Because they're going to be picked off door by door to get the people that they need to get. They were always going to isolate them into the cities, and that's what they're doing. So for New York, I don't see it ending for a while. And then I said something on Instagram about planes being grounded. So not into the extreme completely, but there are going to be hours of grounding. But there are going to be, like, here's an example, like Las Vegas has got so many planes going all over. That place has more availability. Somewhere like Minnesota and all that, it's going to be less, and Denver is going to be less. So I'm just telling you, there's going to have times that they're going to be allowing the airplanes to fly, and then there's times they're not, when we come down to the certain phase of things. So, and just, I know everybody gets frustrated and they want to get home, but the thing is, there's a reason why this is happening. You just got to be patient. And if you're in the situation of transition of going from one state to another, you have to understand there's something big going on that has to be implemented. Black boxes. Hold on, I'm going through you guys' information. You know me, I'm not an entertainer, so I'm just gonna go through this. Okay, Nevada, I don't think there's really going to be much there. It'll be dry. It's going to be a dry summer. You know, the IRS, that's the thing. I'm not feeling a strong situation with that. I feel like that's already on the ends of collapse. And I think the good guys have already took over the situation. So I would say less than 60 days, seeing a massive change with that, or a relabeling. I'm going to say a relabeling. So remember, something goes down, something new comes in. It might have the name changed on that process, but it's important. Just look at the name change, that'll tell you a lot. So, Whole Foods. Solar flare, I just don't believe in that. You know, for paying taxes, we're still paying taxes because I just think you're going to get it back anyway. And I know that some people are getting what they were supposed to pay out. Somehow they're getting it back. So I'm waiting to see what's going to go on with my stuff on that process too. So we'll see what's happening. The state is not going to change as fast as the federal on the situation, and I'm in one of the worst states for taxes. So, and the thing is everybody's signing disclosures. Like your IRS person, they don't know what's going on. They're not going to tell you. Your banker can't tell you. They signed disclosures too. So, I mean, you're not going to get your answers. This is the thing. When everybody has money in their account, I think everybody will stand at attention at that point. And they'll be paying attention, and then they'll be listening. Because money does get people to listen. But we're at the last process of everything being dismantled. And I mean, honestly, anybody that's intuitive or healer or psychic, you can sense and feel there's no power. It's really, it's dense. It's like nothing. It's quiet. I'm not getting anything, and I haven't for a while on that process. And like I was telling you, in these inner cities, paying attention to these white buses with black windows, hauling people in, hauling people out. And a lot of it's hauling out and filtering people and venting people. It's part of the process. So that's some more information. So another thing I want to talk about is for this week. Now, I'm not a fan of the police departments because I believe that there's major corruptions within that system, and it has been for a while, because those are connected to a bigger processing. I actually think you're going to start to see people retire, or they're just going to completely disappear. No one's heard from them. I'm just telling you, that process of that corruption has to start to come down. And I feel like that's the next step, Masons, in that process of breaking that down. But also in a process too, they have to start looking at all these cases that they sent these gentlemen or women to prison, that they know the evidence wasn't there. So there's got to be a process or a new label that they have to investigate all these people that are in prison. I'm just telling you, there's so much corruption. And we've been programmed and taught, those are bad people in there and they need to stay in there. And it's not true. The corrupt people are on the outside, and just framing the innocent. So when you start to see that, don't go into judgment of, they're releasing these bad people. You got to look at it, analyze the case of what they're doing, and where's the evidence, because there's going to be new judges, new lawyers, all this stuff. Everything has to change. Everything that you know has to change. Like I said, that when it comes to education, science, medical, religion, money, you have to relearn everything and see things for yourself. You have to step outside that box and go, I have to look at this and analyze this myself, because this society and these programs and this government has been lying, and you have to look at things in a different way and do your own research and not on Google. You're going to have to go back to the libraries. You're going to have to dig up books. I'm just telling you. So it's part of that process. I don't know why my thing's just doing this. So, and that's part of, a bigger situation with that too. Another thing is automobiles and technology. Now, I feel like that sense of that stuff is going to start to stand on center stage soon. The technology, I'm going to tell you this one thing, and I'm going to tell you across the board on this, and this irks me. The med beds, whatever you want to call them, technology, frequency healing machines, are only under the government, United States government control. Anybody that's out there telling you that they have a machine or a system, they are lying. And I'm sure they want you to come visit them or come to a conference, and then you'll get to go through this machine. It's all bullshit. It's bullshit. And I'll say it to their face. It's bullshit. Because the government has control of that. Because trust me, if the negative side had it, and someone just commonly has a machine, trust me, they would have already had it. It's under guard, lock and key. So anybody that's saying that, especially the fake Federation drunk, how do you call it? The drunk conference. It's all bullshit. So don't even bother with that. If they're trying to get you to come in and think that's going to get you in, plus those devices are supposed to be completely free. Completely free. Don't be a sucker for that bullshit. Because I'm telling you, they're under lock and key. It's not going to happen. They're not giving some corporation or some contractor that information. No. There's too much to jeopardize in that situation. So it's not going to happen. So, and it's always someone trying to make money off something that people need so desperately. And so And that's just that desperate situation and wanting things to change, and then coming in and just putting another prop up, and selling that. I got to tell you, I am pissed. I'm livid at the Galaxy Fake Federation, whatever they're scamming or what they're doing. I'm over it. Dr. Salas and a whole crew of their bullshit and drunk ass. And I am doing a video that's coming up, and I've held this information for 2 years. And before I even talked to one of those, I already knew. I already knew the information. I already knew what was going on. And I just made sure I documented everything and verified everything. And that's what I do. And then, so it will be to a T of information, left and right. I'm not playing around on this. I'm tired of people being scanned by something that has no documentation, following the verification, nothing. You can't get off everything off of Google. Drawings, writings, location information. It's pathetic. I mean, and I'm saying that because I'm about done with that. And when I release it, it's gonna be, it's big. So 2.5 years of information. I'm tired of it. I mean, this is the thing about spirit. It's very dedicated and staying on task. It does not sway one way and then go another and go another. It just anything that entertains you and pulls you into that direction and sucks you into that program. That's not how it is. And at the end of the situation, I'm telling you, you're going to know who is real and who is not. But the ones that are not, they're going to be gone. They're going to disappear. They're going to take their money and run. That's what happens. That's what happens. So, am I tired of seeing it? Yes. Is it building up more? Is desperation on that building up more? Oh, heck yeah. It's insane. But everybody's jumping on that bandwagon. But the truth is the truth. It's coming to the light. So, I mean, remote viewers, people with strong abilities, you sense that with an instinct, quick, right there. Right away. It's not something I have to look at a person and analyze for a while. I just feel it, and then I follow that instinct, and I do the documentation. And I've done it. And people have had a chance to pull away from that and get away from it, but nope, they want to stay attached to it, and they're going to go down with it. It's coming to an end. So I'm just saying that because I'm tired of people being manipulated. It is ridiculous. So, now that I'm done with that subject, and I will let you know when all that, I'm bringing out all that evidence up and all pictures and details and documents. That's coming. So for this week, as looking at things, I really need you to focus on technology. New corporations with technology, new advancements, automobiles and stuff like that. That's going to start to surface. Looking for new corporations. These are advanced technology. Pay attention to that stuff. It's very important. The USO sightings and all that stuff, it's just, there's no reason to hide it no more. There's, it needs to surface to the top, and it's happening. And you're seeing it more and more, and it's becoming normal to see that stuff. But again, witness and see it with your own eyes. You can't always trust what you see on TV. I mean, actually, it seems like you get a lot more raw stuff on TikTok, and then they take it down. So that kind of tells you. So, I mean, I think everything's coming together. I think we're going to be in 4 regions, in this world, and I think it's going to be a good thing. I think what you've been seeing is to keep you occupied. But when it comes down to it, this is the thing you guys need to think about. I think there is going to be a 10-day situation. And you want to have plenty of books on you, be able to watch movies by discs, all that kind of stuff. This is going to be a time to reflect. because that programs won't be there to access into your phone. Maybe you'll be able to call, but that you're not going to be able to get into the internet. I'm just telling you. There's a good reason, because when that does come back on, new system, new capability, new way of doing things. Like I said, 3D has to go down, 4D has to stand up, and that's the situation. So, I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I've got some new pictures that I'm working on, and I have to show you these pictures, and then I'll have to explain who they are later. But there's about 4 or 5 of them, and they're intense pictures that I have to create. And it's kind of one of those things I can't just throw it on you, because you're going to be like, what? And so I have to slowly leak this out so people can actually understand what's going on with this process. Because our world is about to change, and who is leading us? We're told you that we're going to a council. I don't think there's ever going to be a president again. That type of process it's null and void. It's not going to do you any good. We've outgrown that system, and it's corrupt. So the new system with council is what needs to happen in this whole process of things. So you need to be prepared for flooding, like everywhere. This snow is a thicker snow, and it is going to seep into the ground, and you're going to have some flooding. So be prepared for that. I mean, if you got a bunch of stuff in your basements, get it out. And if you've had that problem before, be prepared for that situation, and with your animals and all that stuff. I'm just giving you a heads up, because once this snow starts to melt, you're going to have issues and this process of things. So anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could tell you. Tomorrow I'll release some more information, some more bulletin updates that I call it coffee time, that you need to be paying attention to. But keep your eye on Musk, because he's giving you heads up before things are happening. I'm telling you. So follow him. I don't care if he irritates you or what. His information pretty good, and he kind of leads you in the direction that's going to happen. So pay attention to that, because it's going to get interesting. And then, how do I explain this to you? So I'm looking at, everybody wants to know about the health process and all that stuff. So how can I tell you that I could say that that's at the end of May where you're going to start to see some major change with that? Like, things have been pushed back for generations to generations to generations for naturopathic stuff, and those floodgates are going to open up. Trust me, you want to take that right out. But you're also going to see that these corporations that try to annihilate us will be dismantled. And playing stupid will not get you out of your situation. Your instinct of caring for a soul and saying something that that wasn't right, and you sat and you did nothing. That's your judgment. And for a soul to do that, it's just amazing. But there's a lot that did, and they don't care, and they didn't care. They're going to care now. The dismantling phase is coming, and you're seeing it daily. So, if you guys want a private session, you know how to contact me. You know where my website is, my information, and I will post that on Instagram and in the YouTube community area, and I do have a Telegram. So, you guys, stay in the light, stay out of fear, and be prepared for flooding everywhere. Everything's surfacing to the top. Everything has to melt, and everything has to dry out. California, You're going to have to ride this wave out. It's going to be a hard one. You guys have a good evening. Take care. Good night.